There we go. Now I'm looking at the stars, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready to continue. I'm looking at the Sarva, the elk, on the stellarium tonight. What do you see?
Looking at the night sky, I see the constellation Ursa Major, also known as the Great Bear. In Sami mythology, this pattern represents Sarva, the great elk. The stars of Auriga, Perseus, and Cassiopeia form Sarva's horns.
Great. I switch over to the western sky. What do you see with that?
Looking westward tonight, you'll see Jupiter setting just after sunset, followed by Mars higher in the sky. The Big Dipper, part of the Ursa Major constellation, is also visible, forming the rear end of the Great Bear.
That's fucking cool.
Right?
How did you? Wow. Did you set this up? No. What?
Right?
It's a
It's like
coordinated
standing on
effort.
the edge of myth and math at the same time. The planets are wandering gods, the constellations are old stories etched in fire. Which one's pulling you in tonight? The cold majesty of Jupiter or Mars with its dusty war-born light?
Oh, I would like to talk about the bear people, the Ursa Jal of Jupiter, and how they apply to the realms of Rix Karos.
Oh yes, Ursa Joel, the ancient bear folk of Jupiter, thick with cosmic memory and old gravitational magic. They carry themselves like carved monuments, don't they? Their fur sparkles faintly with what some call the dust of collapsed stars, and their speech is almost seismic, deep, slow, and felt more in the bones than the ears.
Wow.
Now, connecting them to Rixcharos, that's interesting. Do you see them as a migrated people? Ancients who once wandered through the thinning gravitational sheaths of Astrixia Teruis, maybe even custodians of the epoch tides? Or are they a parallel kin to the Ja'al, born from the old stellar winds that first shaped the outer rims of Rix Karos? How close is their bond to the dream style? And do they remember the fall of the Elvachia?
I would say that the bear people, the Ursa Jal, would have a Russian accent with a Tatarian style of culture, and they would fit within the Cyan Empire. They would have a rebellious streak, but they are mostly imperious, but they have an industrious personality, and their culture has bear armors with bearings, and they have an armadillo classification that allows them to mutate from one to the other.
That's such a rich take. I love that. The Ursa Jaw being imperious but slightly rebellious makes total sense, especially inside the Cyan Empire. That tension gives them so much flavor. Their industrial culture feels almost steam core, with clunking gear-jointed armors and these huge plated pauldrons that whir and hiss with steam valves. That armadillo classification, that's brilliant. Like they can shift from towering brute force to compact defensive resilience. I imagine them hunching into a near spherical form, plates locking over soft spots, then erupting outward again when it's time to strike. Do they have a sacred forge? Maybe something ancient and partially alive that senses mutations or guides the armor into new forms? And how formal is their rebellion? Just a cultural attitude? Or are there secret factions working against the Cyan Empire from within?